by and through this manifestation, the physical, coming into the world of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought this world from darkness into light, from ignorance into knowledge, from the base human animal nature into enlightened souls through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is why it is said in the Quran, kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas, that you are the best community, you are the best nation that has been brought forth for the benefit of the people. Lin-nas. Lin-nas, that means benefit not just of humanity, Muslims, but benefiting humanity. Benefiting humanity in general. This is why the Prophet ﷺ has taught us to be the best character, has taught us to be groomed in the best character ﷺ, so that not only do we serve each other, not only do we serve our Muslim community, but we serve humanity. أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say, you are the best ummah that has been brought forth for لِلْمُسْلِمِينَ or لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ فَقَط, that you only benefit the Muslims, you only benefit the mu'mineen. No, but for the service of humanity in general. This is our mission, to show the people the beauty of Islam through service. The Prophet ﷺ says, Sayyidul Qawmi khadimuhum. He said that the leader of the people is their khadim, is their servant. We have to serve one another, make things easy for one another. This is Islam, this is the beauty of Islam. You humble oneself, be humble to one another. Humble yourself to your brother and sister in Islam. Humble yourself to your brothers and sisters in creation. And if we do this, inshallah, we make the niyyah that the light of Islam enters the hearts of the non-Muslims, Ya Rabbil Alameen, through emulating the character of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That blessed character where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises in Surah Al-Qalam, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. That indeed you are on the most exalted of characters, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This character, Imam Al-Haddad, radiallahu anh, one of the saints of his time, he wrote a qasida, a poem in honor of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he speaks of this character, Nabiyyun Azeemun, خُلُقُهُ الْخُلُقُ الَّذِي لَهُ عَذَّمَ الرَّحْمَنُ فِي سَيِّدِ الْكُتُبِ. That Nabiyyun Azim, the great Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his character is that character which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exalted in the best of books, the Quran. And this line of poetry was so accepted and it was so moving to the people that it's engraved in the Rawdah of the Prophet ﷺ. If you visit Madinatul Munawwara and you make ziyarah of Rasulullah ﷺ, you will see this line of poetry engraved in the Rawdah of the Prophet ﷺ. That indeed he is on the best character, and we spread Islam through the character. And for example, you see the Muslims when they spread out, and they spread Islam, for example, through business, through trade. They kept with them the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ and those ahadith and those blessed sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ that had to do with buyu and transactions and trade. And they kept themselves in that framework all the time, following the Prophet ﷺ, and that mode of mercy and forgiveness and rahmah, even in transactions of business. For example, some people, when they spread Islam from the Middle East and going through East Africa, for example, from Yemen, pious Muslims, they would go on trade through the Indian Ocean and they would go to the coast of Africa, East Africa, and they would settle there. And many of them were businessmen, but they were, mashallah, righteous people, righteous Muslims. And how would they spread Islam to the Africans? First, they would settle there and they would establish their shops and establish their businesses on the coast of East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. This is just one example. You go to the Far East, you can find examples in Indonesia and throughout the world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been giving this duty to the pious people to spread Islam, following in the footsteps of Rasulullah and his Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in. So when they would go to the coast of East Africa, they would establish their businesses. The people would just be affected so much by the trade, the way they would trade with one another, the way they would do business. For example, if you would buy 1 kilo of fruits from them, the owner of the business, he would add some more fruit. He would add extra. he or she would add extra to it. And they would say, why are you adding extra? I bought 1 kilo from you, giving me extra. And the person would say, I fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for on the day of judgment, if there was some kind of shortcoming in this, if this was less than 1 kilo, then I would be taken into account by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why I'm putting extra here. So these things, they affected the people. And just by their transaction, just by their mu'amalat, their dealings with the people, interaction, based on the interactions of the Prophet ﷺ, that code of ethics, that sunnah, that pure uswatun hasana, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. That indeed in the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in his blessed life, in his blessed biography, you have a uswatun hasana, it's such a blessed example, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to follow in his sunnah and his character, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They kept that in their lives. They established that, and people became Muslim just by that, just by the character. And then you see now in East Africa, you see the whole coast is mainly Muslim. And you have Arab culture within the Swahili people, the coastal people, Sawahil. Sahil is the coast, so the Sawahili people who are living on the coast, mostly the majority are Muslim. They have Arab culture because the people from Arabia came, but they're African looking and they have African look. So subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided them to Islam by witnessing the character, the light of the character of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Likewise in these lands, this is our duty. Our duty is not to take out the sword and hold the sword and start. The sword was held, why? To defend the religion from being extinguished. Here we have the freedom of religion. You don't have to take out the sword. The only sword and weapon we need is akhlaq al-Muhammadiyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. By Allah, I swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the only weapon you need. Be sincere, sincerity, and carry on the flag of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam by carrying on his akhlaq sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Carrying on those things in the Quran and Sunnah. Trying our best to perform those things which are beloved to Allah and the Prophet ﷺ, and trying our best to avoid the prohibitions as best as we humanly can. And going about that. And inshallah, through that there will be lots of barakat and lots of openings. And there are openings coming. Alhamdulillah. People are seeing Islam for what it is. And we shouldn't let the media dictate who we are. Right? If people know, if you actually ask people who know Muslims, they know that the media is false. People are intelligent enough. They can tell the difference between propaganda and the reality of things. Right? If you make friends with non-Muslims and if you show them the akhlaq of a Muslim, right, they will be more affected by you than the media. People know. They are taught to think critically of the media. Right? Critical thinking is in our educational system. We have to think critically of what the media, what television, what movies are giving us, what kind of underlying message they're giving us. But if you're sincere with humanity and you're sincere with people around you and you show them that akhlaq of the Prophet ﷺ, you make things easy. One thing, let's take one thing from the akhlaq. Yassiru wa la tu'assiru. The Prophet ﷺ said, Yassiru wa la tu'assiru. Wa bashiru wa la tunaffiru. Allahu Akbar. Just one sentence, 2 sentences, and the Prophet ﷺ has summarized, Allahu Akbar, such a code of ethics. If we just live by these 1 or 2 sentences, our communities can be transformed. Not just our communities, the whole humanity can be transformed. Yes, the Prophet ﷺ said, make things easy. Allahu Akbar, just one word, yes, make things easy. How many things does that encompass? Make things easy in your work, make things easy with your friends, make things easy with your families, make things easy with people who, if you're a higher ranking person, people who are working under you. If you have a business, you have employees, make things easy with them. Make things easy with your children. Make things easy, make the easy decisions. The Prophet ﷺ, if there were two choices, he would choose the easier one. This is sunnah, not because he could not do the harder one. He's the Prophet of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him super strength. He can take on, but to show the example to the ummah to come, and the ummah that is watching him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to take the easier route. Don't make it hard for yourself, and don't make it hard for your families and your children and those around you. Take the easier route. You will always choose the easier route. And if there was right or left, he would always choose the right path. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yassiru wa la tu'assiru. The Prophet says, and do not make things difficult. Do not make things difficult for one another. Why are you making things difficult? Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this religion balanced. Right? There's 5 times, there's fara'id, there's things that we have to do and we have to avoid. And then there's things which are extra. That if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted us the health and the time, then we can do those and they draw us near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Sometimes we only have enough time to do the fara'id. We have other responsibilities. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to take us to account if we don't do the nawafil. Nawafil, or these extra ibadat, are extra for us. Yes, the Prophet ﷺ did them to show us how to become true slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he showed us true ubudiyyah and servitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To show us true servitude and ubudiyyah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? This is what the example of the Prophet ﷺ is showing. But he would never make things hard for people. He would always make things easy for people. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sometimes you ask somebody a question and they take you around and around and around. They take you around and they make it so difficult for you. Make it easy for the people. If you don't know, just say, I don't know. Refer to another person. But don't make it difficult on your brothers and sisters in Islam. Sometimes, we go to the shuyukh and some people, even the shuyukh, sometimes they're not real shuyukh. They're not real ulama, they don't have the wisdom. They're just by name. We have to be careful in society. We have people who are truly connected to Allah and the Prophet ﷺ, and you'll see the true sign of those people. They'll always make things easy for you. They will not give you difficult things to do. Based on your capacity. Based on your capacity. Now, for example, you go to a person who's calling himself Peer or Sheikh, and he's not a real Sheikh, but he's just known as that. He's trying to play a role. You go to him, they give you, okay, you have to do this 1,000 times, tasbih, 1,000 times. The guy has to work today, and he has how's he going to do 1,000 tasbih? He hasn't even started doing one tasbih yet. So that's not a real, the Shaykh, he can gauge. A true wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they have inner sight. They know this person is busy. They know the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to make things easy, not to make things difficult. Okay, read Surah Al-Ikhlas 3 times. Do Sharif 10 times, 11 times. Start with this. If you're not praying your salah, start praying your salah on time. 5 daily prayers. If you're not reading the Quran, start reading 1 page of Quran every day. Like this, gradually, making things easy for people. So the Prophet ﷺ said, Yassiru wa la tu'assiru wa bashiru, and give glad tidings. Allahu Akbar. Give glad tidings. These days we don't want to give glad tidings, we want to talk negative. Anything negative is fun for us, right? It's the juicy details of people's lives that we on the phone with other people. This person did this person did this. Who are we to judge people? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the person who covers up the faults of someone in this world, Allah will cover your faults on the day of Jannah. Subhanallah. If you want, no one here is perfect. And we all know what we do. And it's between Allah and us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows all the details, and you know the details. You know your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, we want our faults to be covered on the day of Jannah. We want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as-sattar, the one who covers the faults. Subhanallah. We want him to say, Ya Abdi, O my slave, today I cover your faults. But if we want that to happen, we have to cover the faults of one another in this world. We cannot expose people. Right? Someone has done a sin and somehow you know about it. Right? And they have maybe confided in you, saying that they want to, lessen their burden as a friend or as a brother and sister. I've done this, make dua for me that I don't do it again. And you go and start exposing that person, La ilaha illallah, and telling other people their secrets. Then how do you expect the satr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Man la yarhamun nas la yarhamullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this principle. If you cover the faults of one person in this world, Allah will cover your faults on the day of Jannah. Man la yarhamun nas la yarhamullah. If you don't show mercy to the people, Allah will not show mercy to you. Meaning that if you show mercy to people, then expect the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man la yashkurun nas la yashkurullah. A person who does not thank people, then does not thank Allah. So meaning if you thank people, if you say thank you, you're appreciative of people, that means you're appreciative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're thanking Allah. This is the principle. Our mu'amalat with one another reflect our relationship with Allah. That's what I want to start with here. Our mu'amalat, our interactions with one another will reflect our interaction with Allah on the Day of Judgment. You know, there was one person, he had a habit, a good habit. He was wealthy, and people would take qarza, debt from him, and they would take loan from him, qard. And when they would not be able to pay the debt back, he would say, I forgive you, it's okay. Forget about it, don't worry. SubhanAllah. That's the quality of a person. Not everybody can do that. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave that person that, mashallah, akhlaq. That he had the money from once, he had the rizq from Allah, at the same time he had the tawfiq. If one person could not pay the debt back, maaf, I forgive you. And in the hadith sharif it mentions that person is brought on the Day of Judgment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah knows how He used to forgive the people. And Allah, because of His pride, and He is al-mutakabbir, and His jalal, He said, I am more worthy than you of that I forgive you.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
Because you forgave my servants, I am Allah. I am more worthy than you to forgive.
Subhanallah.
Allah's jalal manifested in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's majesty and His pride, because He's the only one worthy of being proud. He's the creator of everything. He said, I am more worthy than you, I am letting you off the hook. See? So our mu'amalat with one another, Allahu Akbar, if we fix that, inshallah we expect the same from Allah and even better from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We accept even more better than from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He is more powerful and more able and more capable than any of His creation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to act upon this akhlaq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the true connection to the akhlaq of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestow upon us His love, the love of His beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the love of His Ahlul Bayt and His Ashab, radiallahu anhum ajma'in, and the awliya Allah from the Ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and all the salihin shuhada. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us true love of humanity for the sake of Allah, so that we can be beacons of light in these lands, and that when people interact with us and we interact with them, then the light of Islam enters their hearts, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me and forgive all of us, Ya Rabbil Alameen, for our shortcomings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to cover each other's faults with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala covers our faults on Yawm al-Qiyamah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to be merciful to one another, so that we receive the divine mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be appreciative of one another, so that we can be appreciative and give shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the suffering from the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wherever there is any trial or tribulation or any fitna, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extinguish it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eliminate it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala change and remove the tyrants and replace them with people of mercy and people of understanding, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give shifa and afiyah to all those who are sick or suffering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfill all our du'as and noble intentions. People who have asked us for du'a, Azim is asking for du'a. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfill all their noble intentions and du'as, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Any relatives or anybody in the ummah who is sick, and give them shifa, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise the darajat of all those people who passed away from the ummah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive them, have mercy upon them, turn their sins into hasanat, Ya Rabbil Alameen, the good deeds, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Make them marhoom, that they are resurrected in a state of forgiveness, Ya Rabbil Alameen, and give them and us Jannatul Firdaus in the company of Al-Habib Al-A'zam sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and that we witness Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gazes upon us, Ya Rabbil Alameen, befitting His Majesty. برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله.